Hello, welcome to a new video. I'm Beth. Here on this channel, I just craft and talk to you about anything that comes to my mind, basically. I try to have topics here and there, but I don't always have anything really specific to talk about until I get talking, and then I think of stuff. Anyways, speaking of, today I wanted to try something. It's not super different because it's like making a junk journal cover, but I was trying to think what else could I do that would make it like more unique. And what I have this one sample here because I have all these leftover cardboard pieces when I cut out, anything I'm making in here. So I was thinking of doing this and maybe painting it like a kaleidoscope thing. That was my thought. So sorry, my ankle's not right here. So, not that you need to be shown how to glue pieces of cardboard to another piece of cardboard, but I'm going to do that. We'll have this next set going here. And I was also thinking that buttons would be cool. I just realized I was going to wrap this in paper before I glued stuff on it. Too late. Anyways, so I was thinking even doing this method and like putting buttons on here would be cute. And you could paint these as anything, like if you wanted to make cookie, like 3D cookie looking covers, that would be cute. Maybe I could actually do that with this one. What was I gonna say? Then that would be cool. I wouldn't know how to bind a circle cover, but like if I made a circle cover and like made a cookie one, that'd be funny. But anyways, the only thing with this is that, especially since I didn't like pre-cover this in paper, you've probably noticed I have all these raw cardboard edges. Nothing is gonna look smooth because I didn't wrap everything in paper. But ever since the trash can craft, which I do enjoy like doing, obviously, but also like wrapping each individual piece in papers so that it like looks more neat. Holy cow, it takes forever. So what I'm saying is I don't want to do that 2 weeks in a row and have another craft where I'm wrapping itty bitty pieces of cardboard and trying to figure out how to wrap the paper on it and help it like keep its shape. Not that that would be as important for something like this, but still. Regardless. Now, the only thing you probably should keep in mind, and I should probably be keeping in mind, but I don't really care, but since this is going to be a book cover, you have to poke holes on the side. I could flip it over and use this side. I have a really long needle, so I don't really super worry about that. I'm like, I'll just stab right through one of those things. But that might mess up the binding. I'm not really sure because I've never done this before. So if you want to think about that, if you're using it for a book cover, just remember you will be having to poke holes in the side so that you can bind it. And these chunks might interfere with that. Even though it looks clumped together now and it bothers me, but it's fine, put it away. Ugh. And hot glue, it sticks to everything. It's crazy. Sorry, it's like my cat's in here and I'm worried he's gonna see my glue stick cord and try to jump on it. There's something wrong with him. Like, he keeps eating plastic and or trying to. I think he tried to eat like a button today, like it was a big button, and he threw it up. I was like, what is wrong with you? Like, he's got to know that's not food. It's not like he doesn't get attention. That's all he gets. Maybe that's the problem. I don't know. And I'm trying to make sure that these pieces are all like angled in the same direction. It may not super matter. It just matters to me. I like if they're all facing in a different direction, it looks a little more natural, I guess. As natural as making a cardboard like cookie thing can look. I don't know. It's here where I don't want symmetry. What are you doing? He is like laying around my foot. Okay. So now these can be set aside to dry. Okay, anyways, so I've got my pictures, and where was I going with that? Oh, I got my pictures to use as a reference, because I kind of want it to have, you know, the kaleidoscope effect. So I'm going to attempt to paint like that. Maybe, probably. So looking at this, it looks like there's a lot of dashes and stuff. So maybe, well, I don't know where I was going with that train of thought. Kind of looks like a painting, guys. So I guess I'll paint. Colors, we have red, yellow, purple, blue, pink. So I don't really know how I'm going to apply this technique to this. I guess in my head I was thinking, you know, when you have the kaleidoscope, and actually when you look in the end you're not supposed to, you see all the fragmented pieces. I think that's what was going through my head, and now I'm looking at this going, that's a pattern, not the fragment pieces. But whatever, it's too late. I just want to progress, and it's not happening because of this stupid... You know, they used to perforate these so they would peel off easy, but people in the store would just, like, I don't know, sample the paint in the store. Because, you know, it was easy to rip off and just, like, I don't know, Joann's used to have that little patch of things where you could, like, sample pens or whatever. I don't think they do that anymore because, you know, people have to, I don't know, take it to the extreme and then ruin it for everybody else. Part of this is my fault because some of these have plastic on it, but I've used them, like I just take the lid off. So really, it's not that much harder to open it up. I didn't even check to see if these colors were close to what's on my phone here. Oh well. So in some of these segments, there are like white window looking things. Maybe I could paint these a white color, and then around it is purple, red, orange, yellow. Maybe I'll start with the background because, as you can see, the one paint color I don't have up here is white. So we're going to start with purple, kind of on the outside here. And don't worry about being kind of messy because, I mean, you should smooth down these. If you have clumps of paint, just smooth it down a little bit so it's easier to, like, apply a different color on top. For drawing purposes, and also with this acrylic paint, it can still dry with that bump if you let it just stay clumpy, and then, I don't know, I personally don't like the texture. Like if I did this and I put white over top and you can see a bump of paint underneath, I don't know. Maybe that's just me being particular, but I try to smooth all my stuff down. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense, but, you know, whatever. Do you guys have, like, a drive-in in your area? Like a drive-in movie theater? I just went the other weekend. Last weekend, actually, when I couldn't upload my video. And, I saw Nope and, The Black Phone. The Black Phone did remind me of a creepypasta I read by Vincent V. Cava several years ago. But other than that, like, it was a different story, though. Like, similar concept, but, again, just, like, an entirely different story. And I thought it was a good story. I really liked it. I liked how they mixed, like, real-life creepy things happening, like abductions, but then you have, the supernatural effect of, ghosts. I won't go into too much detail because I don't want to, like, spoil anything. But, anyway, I thought it was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And then, I liked Nope, too. That actually freaked me out a little bit. But I also, in general, aliens scare me. But this was a very unique concept, and, gosh, I feel like I can't talk about stuff without like ruining, so I won't say it, but just the alien design and all, I don't know. I thought it was really cool. I definitely thought it started out just a tiny bit slow. Is it the producer director? I don't know. I feel like he makes really good horror movies, and I just feel like they keep getting better as he keeps going. Because I feel like a lot of his have start out that way, like they're kind of slow, and I felt kind of lost because I was like, I don't even know, like, well, anything. I didn't really know anything. I was like, what's going on? And then I had trouble understanding the characters at some points. But once you got like 15, 20 minutes in maybe, then like the supernatural stuff comes in. You're like, oh, I didn't know that's what this movie would be about. And then, again, just interesting concept. I liked the story. I thought it was well done. It was very creative, which was rare because I went to the drive-in thinking, oh, it's going to be 2 horror movies. They're probably going to be corny and dumb, but that's okay. Sometimes I like corny and dumb. But then they were both really good. So I was pleasantly surprised. I want to see more horror movies like that. Because even the Black Phone, when I saw Blumhouse, I was like, oh man. I used to love their movies, and then I feel like they fell into a lull of these weird, I don't know, not well told story kind of movies. So I was expecting, especially when Blumhouse came on, I was like, oh man, not Blumhouse. But then that one was really good, so great job everybody, high five. So yeah, if you like horror, definitely go with those. Stop talking about movies. Actually, I'm going to still talk about movies. So, frick, what was I going to say? My own brain's like, no, stop with the movies. And it just shuts down all my thoughts. Are you guys like super particular with your movies, like especially with horror? Because I know some people are just so picky about how they want stuff done. I'm just not. I mean, and maybe it's because, like I said, I go in expecting cheesy when I watch a horror film, but I kind of enjoy cheesy to an extent. Especially if you can tell, like, there was an idea there, you know, like someone had a really good idea and they had a good, unique concept, but like, it was lacking in some area. Like, maybe the writing wasn't good, or, basically that's what it comes down to. Maybe the writing wasn't good. Maybe the plot could have been better done. Because for me, I don't care so much about special effects. I do love, like, the horror makeup and all that stuff. But it's all props, you know? If you can tell a story really well, even if you have minimal stuff, I feel like you can create something great. And I feel like that's kind of been forgotten in some of our recent media. Like, I feel like people think special effects and CGI equals good movie. And at least for me, it doesn't. And the example that always comes to my mind when I think about this is, I think it was called Jupiter Ascending. A beautiful, beautiful movie. Like, in terms of visuals, that was so amazing. But, like, I felt like the plot had no substance. And I just thought the ending was stupid. Which I'm not going to go into because that would be spoilers, but, you know. Okay, no, I'm going to go into it. Here it is. Spoiler alert. If you want to watch Jupiter Ascending, even though it's a super old movie, like, skip ahead, I don't know, 5 minutes. Okay, so it was a long time ago since I watched it, but I just remember her, like, the main character, she's like a queen bee or something, like just a queen of something, of this whole planet or whatever, and, like, she grew up poor, and, like, she has this gross janitor job that she hates, and then she finds out she's a queen, and so has all this power, basically, and, like, she could go rule this world or whatever, you know, and have this life, this better life she's been dreaming of forever for herself and for her mom, and I think it was her mom. But then she goes back to being a janitor, scrubbing down toilets or something. And I'm like, I mean, I guess to each their own, but that it just felt so lackluster. Like, it kind of built up to something and then boom, she goes right back to where she started. With some vague message about being content with what you have. I don't know. I thought it was stupid. And not to mention, the movie was long and boring, I thought. And no amount of pretty visuals could make up for the snooze fest. Like, every once in a while, I'd look at the screen and be like, oh, wow, that's really cool. And then, like, I'd tune out again. So anyway, that being said, that's my example of... Again, this is all just personal opinion. But that's how I feel about those kind of films that, like, rely on CGI to make a movie. An example of something I thought was well done without CGI and, like, used with minimal tools, at least for... My dad's a nerd, and he told me about this. The Blade Runner, the first one, and how they, like, built the whole set. There was that one scene where, like, I think there was a ship flying through these buildings, these sci-fi buildings, and, like, I don't know if they built it all from cardboard or what, but it was filled with, like, Christmas lights. So it forces you to get creative when you have minimal tools and, like, you have to build stuff on your own, and they created this really cool sci-fi landscape. So I'm not saying CGI is dumb and you shouldn't use it at all, but to rely on it for a movie, I just feel like it sucks the life out of something. Again, all personal preference, and I'm not a movie critic, so I don't know what I'm talking about, but I just know what I like, what I see visually, and the stories I hear in movies and whatnot. Like, I feel like you know as a viewer when something is good or bad, you know? I know some people only like to take the words of a critic for movie reviews and stuff, but I don't personally trust that because I don't know, there's so many critics who I feel like they just base it on how stuff looks. Oh, the atmosphere is so good, and all the colors and the cinematography, like, look at all this, I don't know, subtext or whatever, this color means that, and that's what it was foreshadowing in a movie. I don't like all that business. I'm here for the plot and the characters. Like, that's my main thing. That's what I enjoy in a movie. So, fun fact, if you didn't know this about me, I'm a movie freak. Although my opinion especially probably means nothing because I really do enjoy cheesy movies. And I appreciate when I can tell someone had a really creative idea and maybe they were just lacking, like, the arts to, like, make things look super pristine, or, like, again, writing style. Maybe, like, they had all these ideas and they just, you know, if you're limited and you can't, like, get someone's help to do writing and you do it yourself, whatever, like, then it ends up lacking there. But I can still appreciate and enjoy the idea that someone had. Or if you can, you know, you can tell someone was passionate about their project and they put all that work in. I don't know, that's something I like to see. I don't like to sit up on my throne with my monocle and mustache and be like, I just don't know how I feel about that. That one character, like, it was unrealistic that he wore socks that day because it was raining and he didn't have shoes on, and I thought that was ridiculous. I don't know, just stupid stuff like that. That was a really bad example, but hopefully you know what I mean. Like, I feel like just people nitpick like that, you know? And I hate well, that's not realistic. I hate that argument. I'm like, this is fiction, it's a movie, or a book, you know? In this world that the author wrote, maybe it is realistic. I don't know, like, just let things be. Sometimes you have to let things be and just think, hey, in this universe, that's probably just how that works. You'll enjoy things a lot more. And I just feel like people put so much pressure on writers. The Lost Apothecary. I just recently listened to that audiobook and I really liked it. And there were all these reviews talking about how it wasn't historically accurate or something. I'm like, it's fiction. And fictional things happen in it that wouldn't happen in real life. I don't know. Like, in this version, this is what the history is. I don't know. I don't know why people can't just enjoy something and not have to, like, pick apart every little thing. This is why people hesitate to create things. Because they're like, oh, someone's going to just, like, rip apart my story and focus on stuff that doesn't really matter and not, read the story and enjoy it for what it is. I know you can't really avoid that. There's always going to be people out there who criticize, I'm just saying it's annoying. If you're wondering, hey Beth, that looks different than your last one. What are you doing? Well, I don't know. I just noticed it now with you. I was zoning out talking about how I felt about movies here and got lost. Okay. And I was thinking I was going to do a little different. Obviously same colors, but I don't know. I was seeing a different part of the picture here, and I thought maybe I could swap up the design. Sorry, I should probably be holding this so you can kind of see what I'm doing a little bit here. Even though, again, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm just trying to, like, fill in and see if I can make it look even remotely like a kaleidoscope. The answer's feeling like a negative right now. So, fun little story about, some fun little story about me lately. It's not really fun or anything. Whatever, moving on. I'm just going to tell you, okay? So, I was thrifting, as you do, and, frick, I was going to use blue. Too late. Anyway, I was thrifting at this one shop I really like. It's a nicer thrift shop. So obviously they have nicer stuff. Their stuff's more clean. I hate Goodwills, but we won't go into that right now. And outside of the shop, they'll have items laying out. And there was an elliptical. I was like, oh, nice. Wonder how much that is. And it was originally $40, but like enough time had passed that the different sale went on and it was down to $20. And I was like, holy cow, I have to get this. So I bought the elliptical, and long story short, shockingly, I've been using it and my legs hurt. I know, super exciting, but I don't know. There's some lore for you today. I really need to stop talking. I don't even know if I'm going to use this now because I just, like, rambled about stuff that nobody probably cares about. They're like, I came to watch this lady paint cardboard and she's going off on a rant about a movie. I was really out here thinking this is a good idea, huh? Let's just wrap up the tutorial with, well, this was a bad idea. Don't do this. See you later. I don't know. I have mixed feelings. Okay, so here's these. I still need to paint the little fragments on them, which I'm debating. Should I do white? Should I do black? I'm actually almost out of black paint, so maybe I shouldn't do that. So while we have our paint out, I'm just gonna... Wait, but do I have brown? Not that y'all wouldn't know how to paint a cookie, but maybe I'll, just be silent and not rant about a movie or something, and then you can just watch the speed paint whatever. Yeah, good one, me. Oh no, my coffee! Forgot it was over there. In case you're wondering why I'm adding other colors, I'm just trying to use up what's on my paint palette here. I don't like wasting anything. Not even my paint. Actually, especially not my paint. So, since all I did was ramble about movies, you can feel free to tell me your favorite movie in the comments. Or a movie that highly frustrated you. Especially one that gets super popular and you're like, why is this popular? This movie freaking sucked. I could do better. No, just kidding, but seriously. Sometimes I feel like that, but then I try to write something myself. I'm like, wow, this is garbage. Okay, don't have any more yellow, so I'm highlighting with pink. So obviously both of these will look different. I mean, they would have regardless, but we'll see which one looks better. Okay. So yes, I don't think you need me to show you, like, these I'll probably paint black, the little chunks, and then the other ones I'll either paint light blue or white. I'm still a little undecided on that. So, yeah, I think that's it. I've been here for like an hour doing who knows what. Am I even going to use these? I don't know. Might have been a waste of time. But anyways, that's it for this one, I guess. And I will see you next time. Bye.